It was an exciting time last week at the club at Shell Point. After all the hard work and preparations, the doors finally opened as attendees rushed in to find a seat. A delicious breakfast was served by the Banyan Grill before the annual thrift store fashion show began. Lily Haunch was this year's MC of the event, and the theme was Styling Across America, as models donned beautiful outfits representing various states that make up our great nation. Michelle Tompkins kicked off the event with a dazzling dress made of paper maps of the United States, featuring the state of Florida.
Marilyn is very talented. Known her for many years, worked with her one-on-one for many years. But I wasn't quite sure how this, or if this, was actually going to come to fruition. So I said, yeah, I'd love to wear your dress, thinking, oh, it's really happening. And it really has.
I think she thought it was going to be a sort of sack at one point, like sort of a feed sack paper dress.
I did. But I'm happy to wear this.
The whole thing is free-handed. I looked online because there's some paper dresses out there to sort of get some ideas. And then I got all the maps, a whole pile of maps, and I went, Michelle's a Florida girl, okay? So the whole skirt is made out of Florida maps. And then the United States is what was the whole front, or the whole top with the United States. Now, it's all, I had to experiment with adhesives and find out what would keep it in place. And in theater, we build a costume. So it is a built costume.
Next in the fashion show was Dorothy Hopewater, showing a floral ensemble celebrating the islands of Hawaii. Andrea Palm celebrated Minnesota, dressed to attend the Guthrie Theater. Mary Latchett is heading to the Art Institute of Chicago. Mary Richards showed her Ohio State pride. Don Schubel went hunting in Michigan. Betty Jean Young heads to Miami Beach, Florida, while Pat and Roy Schetzel celebrated the farming lifestyle of Iowa. Here comes Judy Owen, a native of Allentown, Pennsylvania. Eva Barbara heads out to the Arizona Balloon Classic. Here's Jenny Miller Plaza, heading to the International Food Festival in Waikiki Beach. It's time for the Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans. Here's Carol Mann.
So it's pretty grand to be able to do it every year, and every year it just gets better and better. And the outfits at the thrift store get better and better, and everybody needs to come and buy something.
And here comes volunteer coordinator Dottie Tronis. She's ready to participate in the Kentucky Derby. The Metropolitan Opera House in New York is where Resident Life's Laura Slack will be found tonight. And Fran Ippenson is on her way to Chinatown in San Francisco. Carolyn DeCoster will visit the plantation homes of South Carolina. And the King himself will shake things up after returning from a concert show in Las Vegas. Diane Norton of Transportation will take her own road trip to D.C. for a 4th of July event. She was very excited to celebrate her country's independence. Liz Freeman heads to the Black Hills of South Dakota to visit the Mount Rushmore National Memorial. Here's thrift store manager Erica May celebrating the Appalachia country, West Virginia. Beth Schubel is on her way to the Fox Theater in downtown Detroit. Cape Cod's Massachusetts is home to historic sites of the 1600s, and fitness supervisor Hannah Hosterman is on her way to New England to tour the Wing family home. And finally, Dora Robbins and Marvin Ball are ready to boot, scoot, and boogie across the dance floor in Austin, Texas. Everyone had a delightful time at this year's Thrift Store Fashion Show, and Jean Hannon was honored as founder and leader of the fashion show for the past 7 years.
Hi, Shell Point. This is Lily Honch here with Miss Jean Hannon, who is the founder and 7-year running leader for our Thrift Store Fashion Show. Jean, tell us how you kind of got started with this.
Well, it really began about 20 years ago when I had set up a thrift store on Cape Cod and directed that for 9 years. And then I went to Albany and I set up another one there. Then I came down here to Florida, and 3 months after we moved in, they said they were opening the thrift store. Kind of a good fit for me, really. So Diane Morton was then heading up the thrift store and said, we're going to have a fashion show, and that was the very first year we were open. And 7 years later, this is our 7th fashion show. I think it gets better every year.
I would agree with that. I think it does. Well, it was a lovely turnout. I've heard many good compliments from everybody. So do you feel relieved that it's over?
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to next year.
Good, so are we.
Thanks to everyone who made the annual Thrift Store Fashion Show a huge success.
Most of the outfits are available at the thrift store, but the models are going to take them home tonight and decide if they want to buy them or not. But all of them came from our store, which is totally amazing, including the Elvis outfit came to our store. So if you haven't been to our thrift store in a while, come on down, because you never, ever know what will be there. So it's awesome, and we just really appreciate all the models and the helpers participating today, and all of you that came by and just watched a great show. So thank you.